Hello, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for February 2nd. We are looking at the US Japanese yen pair. This particular pair closed down today. It did form an inside bar, so definitely look for a potential breakout to the upside or downside. This pair is moving sideways and has a bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 91.41, possibly as low as 89.71. Look for some resistance around 90.95. And look for some support around 90.07. Okay, now looking at the Euro USD pair, this particular pair moved higher today. It is starting to move sideways, still has a bias to the downside though. If it does move higher, look for it to go to 140.36, possibly as low as 138.14. Look for some resistance around 139.88, and look for some support around 138.85. Okay, now looking at the pound US dollar pair, this pair gapped on Friday. It did fill that gap during this last session, did close up, did not make a new low. This pair is starting to move sideways with a bias to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 16080, possibly as low as 15810. Look for some resistance around 15995, and look for some support around 15901. Okay, now looking at the US Swiss, this pair pulled back, closed lower. It is starting to move sideways with a bias to the upside still. Look for it to potentially go as high as 1.0662, possibly as low as 10493. Look for some resistance around 10625, and look for some support around 10525. Well, we really don't have any news announcements for this next session. Really don't have anything strong until Thursday. Do go, though, and look at the Japanese, US Japanese yen pair on the hour time frame. Zoom out just a little bit. If you notice, we have an area that is consolidating down. If you draw your trend lines, you can kind of see that. For those of you that like to scalp the market, we have a trade that we're going to take a look at here in a minute. And for those of you that like to grab a little bit more out of your trade, well, we're going to talk about that as well. Let me set up some of these lines. Okay. Basically looking for this pair to break out to the downside. Notice here we have a trend line. If we get a trend line break, look for it to come down. That's about, all in all, about 5 pips. So if you like to scalp, there's your scalp. Grab your 5 pips, exit around the 90.25 area, jump in around the 90.30 area. If you want a little bit more from that trade, go ahead and move to break even there. It's a pretty quick go to break even, but it would ensure that you're not stopped out at a loss. Let's see if we can adjust the chart a little bit. And you could just follow this on down. We got 5 pips there, another 13 there, 28 total, 44 total, and then down to 60. Those are the key areas of support along the way. We have 90.25, 90.18, 90.03. Be careful of the 90.00 level. Could get a bounce back at that point. But then take a look at the 89.87 and the 89.70 mark. All in all, I do believe that we'll get this break during this session and be able to, at very least, pull 5 pips out of the market right there with that quick little scalp. If you want a little bit more, there are the rest of the targets that you can take a look at on its way down. Well, that pretty much sums it up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.